Luke was one of the earliest pilot groups that were trialled way before the NDIS became official. And so once Lukey started his NDIS journey, we sort of went out and looked for different programs that would suit him because he had actually had a really hard time after he left school where he was like not engaging with anything or anybody. And we had to very carefully step out into the world. My previous experiences with other service providers, most of them were abysmal. Couldn't find anybody because we lived not in the center of the city. So it was impossible. Then later on, we tried some local service providers. They were not well trained. Luke was very nervous of them. So we just sort of left that for a very long time. I felt like we needed somebody who was more highly qualified, was disability trained, wasn't nervous of taking on people with different needs and slightly more complex needs. I remember walking past your organization in Parramatta and I was like, wow, who's this Afea organization? I contacted your organization. Everything just swung into action really quickly and I was like, this is amazing, it's such a professional organization. We found that your organization had a wide range of people with different accents, which Luke loves. So if you speak with a different accent and you have music in your voice, he finds that very interesting. Then they also bring the different cultural experience to Luke. So they can share the music, or we talk about the food of their culture, or customs. That's been added a lot of complexity to Luke's life, which he's thoroughly enjoyed. So one of the skills like he's been working on for a while is pouring. But you can imagine for a totally blind person to pour is actually not easy. How?
Pour slowly, slow. Good.
And we're trying to train Luke to pour a beer into his glass in the pub.
Vital life skill.
Yes, very important. A typical day goes like this. So we start up, we have to be woken up, no light perception. Woken up, have personal care. Then from there we have to do the breakfast thing. So all that involves skill building because we actually have to learn to butter toast, which is also like using an art palette knife or same technique as painting, which is his absolute passion. This is what Luke started with, which is actually these wax sticks. So after Luke left school, do you want to look at your art? When he left school, he pretty much had an implosion. He was like so anxious. He wouldn't go outside, he wouldn't do anything. So we were at home doing nothing and I said, oh, maybe we should start doing some crafts, something a bit interesting. So I found these things, which are wax sticks, and I said to Luke, let's see what we can do with these. And he took the sticks and he was so engaged in what he was doing that he was applying them really carefully onto this board and he was so focused. So I was like, wow, this is something I've never seen before. That's when I really started to go and look for art programs.
Hi, my name's Zachariah Fenn. I'm an art facilitator at Studio Arts and an artist, and I've been working here with Luke. Luke Abdallah is an artist, and I would describe his art as being abstract. Primarily, the experience of painting is not trying to replicate or recreate a scene from everyday life. It's all about using colour to express himself. Colour and paint strokes and texture and gestures with his paintbrushes. And this is Luke's biggest painting to date. It's a massive floor painting that he did with his cane. Luke's painting style is very unique in that not only is he totally blind, but he uses his cane actually in his art practice. So he'll use it like a paintbrush to do large-scale paintings on the floor.
Somehow Luke went off like a rocket in his art and music field. So I'm the one that's behind going, okay, I'll just do what you need. The practical goals in our plan will be working towards independence and continually work towards independence. So that's where the Afea stuff come into play. What? You're welcome. He just said thanks.